Hey guys, this is Michael with Elite Truck. Today we're going to be installing this Truxedo TruXport Tonnaeu cover onto our friend's Ford Maverick. We're going to walk you through the step-by-step installation process and then let you know our thoughts about the product at the end. So stick around, let's get started. This install is going to be a pretty simple one, definitely straightforward, something you could do at home to your own truck if you want. Starting here at the top, we've got the actual cover itself. It has a bulkhead rail integrated into it right here on the back side. Moving on, we've got the side rails here and here, and then the clamps that are needed to attach those side rails to the actual bed are going to be right here. There's 6 of those. Next, we've got the bulkhead seal itself. This is going to go under this bulkhead rail that I mentioned earlier. It helps seal it to the truck and keep water out. And then here we've got the corner seals that are going to go on the cab corners and the tailgate corner. Just a quick disclaimer, with a cover like this, you're going to get a major upgrade as far as the water protection that it offers. It won't be 100% water protection, so if you go through heavy downpour or a car wash, something like that, you may still get water in there, but these foam seals that they include do a really, really good job at trying to mitigate it as much as possible. The tools needed for this install are going to be pretty simple. We've got scissors here that are going to be used to cut the bulkhead seal down to fit, and then we've got a 1/2-inch wrench and socket. You can use either one, it kind of just depends on which one you're more comfortable with. All right, the first step in the install process for this bed cover is going to be to get this seal installed onto the bulkhead. In order to do that, we're going to use this alcohol wipe to make sure that the area is nice and clean before we put the seal down. As we put the seal down, take your time, work from one side to the other, and don't stretch it. As you get towards the end, you're going to have a little bit left over, and you're going to want to just use the scissors and trim that off. As you're putting this bulkhead seal onto the bulkhead, make sure that you're all the way on this edge right here and not back towards the window. You want to try to get it as far away from the window as possible without starting to drop down. That's going to give you the best seal possible. So the next step in the install process is going to be to take the cab corner seals and to install them on the actual side rail corners. You're going to take the curved foam pieces to do this, take them off the pad, and simply install them on each one. That's it. So now that we've got the bulkhead seal taken care of and we've got the cab corner seals done on the side rails, the next step is going to be actually assembling the bed cover. So we're going to take the bed cover over to the truck, set it on the bulkhead, and then we're going to move on to the side rails and get those set. They have plastic inserts that go into the sides of the bulkhead rail. So go ahead and get those installed and try to align them as best you can at this time. So now that we've got the bed cover partially assembled, we're going to move on to actually putting the clamps on there. The clamps are going to go onto the side rails, and they're going to be 3 on each side. As you're working on these, I would recommend working from one side to the other and from front to back. As you work from the front, make sure that you have the clamp as far forward as possible, and the back clamp should be as far backward as possible. There are horizontal support bars on the tonneau cover, and if the clamps are improperly spaced, you could have interference with those, so that's something else to watch out for. As you're installing these clamps onto the side rails, make sure that you do not tighten with a wrench or socket at this time, finger tight only. All right, so now that the clamps are all installed and finger tight only, the next step in the process is going to be to actually take the bed cover and unroll it towards the tailgate end, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, now, you're here at the tailgate end. What you want to look for is this part of the rail right here actually goes into this groove. So go ahead and just set it in there, and it might be tight. This is the first time, this bed cover's been used, so everything's a little bit tight in here. You're looking for at least an 1/8 inch of space right in here between the side rail and the tailgate rail. So we've got space right there. It can move around. It's not going to get bound up. Pretty happy with the alignment that we've got going on so far, so I think we're good to move on to the next step. So now that we've ensured our alignment is correct at the tailgate end, we're going to go ahead and roll this cover back up towards the window and go ahead and secure all the clamps on the sides. So now that we have all the side clamps tightened down, the alignment looks good, we're ready to move on to the final portion of the install, which is to simply put these foam pads onto the tailgate rail. In order to do that, we're just going to need to unroll the bed cover and put these onto the corners. All right, so now that we've got the side clamps all installed and the tailgate corners installed, the next step is to make sure that everything shuts nice and secure. So in order to do that, we've got this metal rail and this plastic groove that we mentioned earlier. They're going to interface together. Make sure you have them both lined up on either side. Drop it in and push down, nice and firm. Being this is a brand new cover, it might be a little bit tight the first time you do it, but you should feel it snap into place on both sides, and over time, it's just going to get easier and easier. The next step before you take off down the road would be to make sure that the Velcro on the sides are fully secured as well. All right, and opening the bed cover is pretty simple. It has these two metal latches, one on each side, and all you have to do is simply pull down, and it opens right up just like that, and then you can roll it forward to stow it away. All right, and with that, we finished out the install. As you can see, it's a pretty simple process. Definitely something you can do at home. As far as the cover itself, gotta say, I really like the look of it on this truck. It kind of gives it a nice complete look. If you want this Truxedo tonneau cover, or you want to see some other options we've got, check out our website at elitetruck.com. We do offer free shipping on all bed covers, and if you need help deciding between a couple different models you're looking at, feel free to give our team a call. Thanks for hanging out today and watching the install. I'm Michael with Elite Truck. Have a good one.